Hey everybody, welcome back to the Smart Workshop. Today we're diving into something really important. I know AI is in absolutely everything, everywhere today. There's a big oversight ensuring the things that you remember, the things that our human brains remember long term, do not degrade over time. So what I set out to do was actually solve this problem once and for all. There's a few other platforms that are doing something similar and, in my opinion, are incomplete. There's a lot of big names in AI, including some names in this space that I really respect their opinion, like Nate Jones has touched on this. He has this concept of the open brain. I think is very much on the right track. There's some incompleteness to these concepts, however, which I set out to solve, and I believe I have. We've all seen the power of AI. Give it a task, it runs with it, and it's wildly impressive that it can do that with very little context. AI effectively starts over at every session. Its context window, which is the history, memory of conversations you had, it's very short. We think of it must be some infinite database. It is not. They also write down to some local files, kind of scratch markdown files to kind of keep track of what's happened recently. If you look at those by hand, you can see, that's not a lot of memory. At a wildly high level, that's how AI platforms have any form of memory. Some of the AI platforms today are solving this. The problem, in my opinion, there is actually vendor lock-in. And the thing that multi-billion-dollar AI companies are not going to solve for you is vendor lock-in. Shifting between AI platforms is painful because you don't bring any of your memory, your context with you to that conversation. The landscape is changing so fast, as you're well aware. The thing that needs to persist for years and years and years, decades perhaps, is memory. So I want to share with you today the platform that I've developed, Elefant. This sets out to solve problems in slightly different ways. This layers on the concept of a wiki. So those of you in the corporate world are very used to using knowledge-based platforms for storing content. You've got a hierarchical tree, knowledge base, work instructions, things that are critical to your business functions. These are living document sets that you edit and continually improve over time. Okay, so that's the wiki layer. That is a high-value source of truth. Secondly, we need a flat memories component that is accessible to the AI agents to read and write from. This is typical vectorized data, which streams in. The AI agents and tools, they write memories to it, retrieve memories from it. They do semantic searches against it to retrieve past knowledge that they felt was necessary to store for future reference. To always write and retrieve from an area they're told to. And then a third one, and this is particularly helpful for software developers, being able to synchronize a Git repository. Private or public, doesn't matter as long as you have access to it. It'll pull that whole repository, index it, tag it. This way you can very easily ask to describe bits or to refer to structures within a known code base. With these three distinct layers, now your AI platform has places it can search and retrieve information that it itself has stored or that humans have stored as reference points. We also have the concept of ranked knowledge. For example, if you have something stored in your wiki, that's something that you or your team has handwritten, and you say, yep, this is the source of truth. What if you have a memory written that contradicts that? The memory is always going to rank lower. So both of those would get returned in a search result, and it would be ranked slightly lower. Your synchronized Git repositories, those are ranked equally with your wiki. Those are considered patterns that should be relied upon. Those are the different data planes of memory, how they get stored, how they get accessed. Speaking of access, this is where other AI memory platforms that I've observed have fallen short. For my workflow, and I know a lot of other people out there, I rely heavily on the ability to context shift between devices. Now, the data is yours and fully owned, but a completely local, as in not reachable from other platforms, really limits what you can use this for. You can't switch from this AI tool to this chat-based web tool to this AI tool and have them all cohesively interact with the same memory layer if you don't have a way to expose them. And that's where MCP comes in, so Model Context Protocol. This is a purpose-built protocol for AI platforms to communicate and run tools against. Elefant is built in its core as an MCP platform. Any AI tool that is capable of connecting to an MCP platform, all of them, can connect into Elefant. So you can be running multiple platforms. They're all sharing the same memory space, the same sources of truth. You might have AI platforms that are especially well suited for certain types of work and others that are better at other things. So this gives you that ability to switch between them. For platforms that support OAuth, that's your preference, or you issue a bearer token. So without further ado, how about a little demonstration? As an easy go-to, I'm logged into Claude. I use the Claude desktop version. It works Claude Web, works in Claude Code, all the same once you get it set up. Open an incognito session here, just so we know it's not hooked into any previous conversations or referencing other chat history. It's totally on its own, but still reliant on the underlying tool set that it's configured to use. I'm just gonna ask it a basic question about something that I know exists in the wiki. What single board computers do we tend to use these days? Hey, we talk a lot about SBCs here on this channel. I know I've got some documentation around that and some preferences around that, both in the wiki and stored in memory references. So let's see what it comes back with. Perfect. This is all good information that I know came from the wiki. It's too specific to have just came from the internet. References to Armbian, Raspberry Pi, and specific boards, Orange Pi, Rock Pi, things that we definitely use. So I know where it got that. There's also images in there. So let's try that out as well. So I know I have many ESP32 boards listed in there, and I just happen to know off the top of my head, one in particular, I've posted just an image of that pin-out screenshot, but I didn't tell it specifically which board. So it's going to check that wiki out and it's gonna see what it can find. Boom, there it found it. That's the one, ESP32C3, which is like one of those crazy small ones, like the size of a postage stamp, but that is definitely from my wiki. I know I have that image posted in there. Awesome. So we're retrieving text by doing semantic searches. We're retrieving images as well, which is really cool. And none of this is sitting within Claude itself. This is a completely separate system that it's making an MCP connection to, and I can reach this anywhere. Claude on your phone, Claude on your iPad, all the same. It's hooked into that same platform. I can make the same requests and I'll have that same memory that we had just moments ago. To demonstrate that just a little bit further, I'm just gonna ask it generically, tell me the last thing that you wrote to memory. Perfect, that is exactly right. I'm working on another project, codenamed Rattel. We'll talk about that later. We were debating the ins and outs of pushing to the main branch, all very off in the weeds, but that's exactly correct. That information was stored as a memory in Elefant, not within the wiki section. Let's push into that third space. I talked about being able to source specific Git repositories as well. I'm gonna ask it to give me a summarized description about a repo that I know exists in Elefant, my actual repository for Elefant. And perfect, it's coming back with a nice, concise summary of what exactly that project is based on that Git repository. Describes the architecture, things that I don't have shared anywhere in like memory entries, and it's not in the wiki, it's only in that Git repo that is synced into Elefant. Good example there, that's Claude. Now, to demonstrate that this is actually effective across multiple platforms, I'm gonna switch over to another platform, self-hosted Open Web UI, which if you're not familiar, highly recommend you check out that project for fully self-hosted, chat-based platform. I have that configured. I have the MCP connection back to Elefant already configured as well. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna ask it a simple question. Let's see if it can tell me about the SBC boards we typically use. And perfect, it did come back with some relevant context. Now, these models are not as powerful, so its ability to kind of comprehend what it's reading is not as good, I'll admit that. However, this information is accurate, it's from the wiki, and we see that inline tool call indicating that it made that call out to Elefant and did a wiki search to find this information. Awesome. So that's the platform itself, and I'm super excited to share this. I think a lot of people are gonna find a lot of value in this, and I'd really like to see what other features you'd like built into this. I'm going to be releasing this in several different variations with a few different feature sets. First and foremost, it'll probably interest a lot of you out there directly, is the self-hosted option for this. These are Docker images. You can deploy this in your own infrastructure. You can safely expose that and make your own OAuth connections into this and use it how you like. If you don't want to expose it to the internet at all and you just want to use it inside your network, so that'll limit some of the MCP connection options in from platforms like Claude Desktop, from your phone and from your iPad, things like that. But if you only want to use it in the perimeter of your network, perfectly fine. You can absolutely do that with OAuth and bearer tokens. Self-hosted, this is your memory. It lives on forever. AI tooling is going to change wildly over the next months, years for sure to come. So what is hot today and the best thing today may not be down the road, and you want your memory, you want your core knowledge to come with you no matter where that is. So the self-hosted model is likely what's going to interest most of you. That's the self-hosted free version. I'm also developing enterprise-grade platforms that can support multiple teams, full ACLs, and deep integration into third-party IDPs, along with all of the required security controls needed to operate in those spaces. And then the third major flavor of that is for those that really, really want this type of platform, but really don't want to deal with hosting the infrastructure or have the in-house expertise to host it. I'm going to be offering a SaaS platform for this, a fully hosted platform with multiple tiers from regular consumer grade all the way up to enterprise grade. What I will show you today is just a quick preview of the user interface for Elefant, so you can get a sense of how it's structured today and how you can use this in the future. When you first log in, two-factor authenticated, it drops you off right here at your wiki. A very familiar file tree platform where you've got all of your content. You can organize things the way you like. Hey, here's that pinout screenshot I told you about earlier. Yep, it was able to pull it. So this is just a nice wiki platform. Here you can tag items and all that. Great, okay. The second layer of this is the memories. So if we look at this here, I'm not gonna scroll too much, I don't know what all is in here, but this is the memories that our AI platforms have written into here as their memory platform that they can retrieve from the index. Got a search section. I can search for anything here and that'll pull results from the wiki, from the memory, and if I have any Git sources synced in here as well, they'll show up here as well. Great. Under settings, we can take a look at the embedder. The embedder is really like the workhorse of this that makes all of this human readable content into vectorized, indexed, and ranked data that an AI platform can work with and do semantic searches off of. Guys, this is really going to change how you interact with AI platforms. As a lot of experts have very rightfully pointed out, in the infancy of AI as it is today, one of the biggest challenges is persistent memory. And that's the problem I set out to solve. And I'm going to continue to work to solve this in a holistic manner that is future-proof with no vendor lock-in, where you own that data forever. And you can connect it into any AI platform. So you do not start at square one the second you walk into the door to a new and exciting AI platform. You can get off and running immediately, be effective with your AI strategy on day one, because you're bringing everything that you need that platform to know about right to the door, right when you start. If you're interested in joining as an early adopter, drop me a message in the comments. For me, this is an exciting and ambitious roadmap. I think the investment in time and development in this product is so important to solve and get right the first time for one of the biggest pain points in AI platforms today. Thanks for joining me on this today, guys. There's a lot more coming around Elefant specifically, and also some supplemental tools that helps with development lifecycle as a whole. MCP based, that's really the key, so that you can use these things cross-platform. You can work the way you want to work securely and effectively. That's it for today, guys. I'm Joe with the Smart Workshop, and I'll see you next time.